Oh, fantastic. That's taken ages.
Oh, no
Sorry about
worries.
all
How are you
that. How
doing?
are
Can
you?
you hear me okay?
Yeah, but much better, much
Oh,
better.
that's good. That's good. I was afraid it was not going to work. You figured it out.
Yeah, I just went with the prompts and it worked out all right. I was surprised.
That's good. So tell me your story, Rita.
Yeah, my story. Well, I've actually been listening to the radical non-duality
Okay.
issue for about maybe 2, 3 months.
Okay.
And yeah, I found you. I looked up Andreas Muller. I think that came up, popped up on YouTube, and then Tony. He mentioned Tony, and so Tony Parsons, and then of course you came along as well. So, and I was very I love Tony because he looks like a Santa Claus, like a sweet man. He's so lovely, and yeah, and I really like that. I mean, I didn't know what he was talking about, but yeah, I liked it, and yeah, so I went with that, and then of course I found Angelo,
Angelo,
listened
yeah.
to a few, yeah, listened to a few of his videos. It went back to Tony Parson, and then went back to you, and I'm really yeah, I think you have got a much more direct approach. Like it's more what would you call it? You get to it, it's not sort of uh the usual talk that people do, like their
Yeah.
terminology. You use it as well, but it's at another level. It to me it is anyway.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and so I am going back. I was brought up Catholic, Roman Catholic.
Oh, likewise.
Um, yes, I know. And it never gelled with me. I couldn't understand the stories about that, and I wasn't all that interested in it. Um, Luckily, we weren't strict Catholics. Like we had to, us children went to Catholic school, so we had to obviously go to church and do all the things. But my parents, we weren't doing rosary and stuff like that at home or
Yeah.
anything. So,
Yeah.
which was very good. Now that I think back,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and but then we migrated to Australia when I was 10, and
Where
that was
from?
just freedom.
Were you from England?
No, Holland.
Holland. Oh, okay, you're Dutch.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so or the Netherlands, I suppose you call it Holland.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was a lot of freedom for us children because the sunshine and it was just beautiful. We lived near the beach and
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
we,
Yeah.
we had a great time
Yeah.
and did my
Whereabouts in
schooling there,
Australia are you?
Adelaide.
Adelaide. Okay. All right. I have a lot of people
Near
that listens to me in Australia. Yeah, I have
well that
qu
that
quite a
yeah,
lot. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I heard Carol and I thought, oh, there's someone else here in Australia. I had no idea
Yeah.
that people would were listening to you as well. And I felt really, and that made me think, oh, I have to talk to Emerson now. I
Yeah,
hope he comes to Australia.
there's a few ones too that come to the
Mm.
meetings and they're from and some of them, you know what, it's unfortunate because of the time. They come in a really early hours because of the time difference, right? So if
Yes,
you're able to, please come to the meetings on Sunday. I have 2 days of meetings this coming
but
weekend
that
on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
yes,
That might be such a
but that
different time for you though, right?
is that Zoom too, or is that similar sort of what we're doing now?
It's Zoom too, yeah, similar to it. So you can join, with the Zoom link. I'll send you a link um
Oh,
for
that'd
it.
be
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah,
That'd be my first.
yeah.
And
And
so
so, how about your seeking? What have you listened to aside from Tony and
well,
Angelo? Were you seeking for a long time?
I never called it seeking.
Mm-hmm.
I just I love reading. I love
Okay.
books,
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Not so much romance, but the history and
Yeah.
uh, well, the Hindu philosophy, because my background, I started nursing when I was 17, and that was mental health nursing.
Oh,
So I
wow. Okay.
worked in the mental health area. So of course, was exposed to Jung and all that,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
all that, and
Yeah.
that was sort of in the 70s, and of course, he brought in the archetypes and all that. So, of course, I had a look at what Hindu philosophy was, and basically, right
Yes.
around that sort of thing,
Yeah.
Indian philosophy. And
Yeah.
I didn't feel it was seeking, it was more curiosity. Like it
Yeah.
sort of was like
Yeah.
um, yeah, and Castaneda and flower,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and so a bit of the shamanic stuff. And I
Yeah.
never took anything because I worked in that area,
No,
and of course,
yeah.
you know, yeah, I had people climbing walls and things, and of course,
Carlos Castaneda, right? Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Have you read any of his
I
books?
have a long time ago, maybe 20
Yeah,
years
for me
ago.
too. That was a
Yeah.
long,
A
long, long
long
time
time
ago.
ago. Yeah. It was
But that
quite
was
fascinating when I first read him. Like, what is this? It
yes,
was quite wild. Yeah.
yes, yes. I was drawn to that. So, but I never. I also did TM. Uh, uh, um, not for very much, and also the Course of Miracles. I got
I did.
about
Yeah.
a third, and I thought, oh, this is, no, I'm not interested in this. Too much
Yeah.
hard work. So
Yeah.
I didn't want
Yeah.
meditation with Adi Shanti. Just a few times. Not really interested. Eckhart
Mm-hmm.
Tolle, not really. And I never really actually meditated. I always felt I was meditating anyway during the day,
Yeah.
whether I sat down or not. That's sort of, you know, attitude, I suppose. So yeah, and so when so just a couple of months ago, I picked up Adi Shanta's book that I was tidying up books and that, and I thought
Yeah.
I'll have a look on YouTube, and there you were, and there was him, and that's how I got to know that you were on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And I mean,
And
that
have
was really
you've
good.
seen the one-on-ones, I guess, right?
Oh yes, I saw
Yeah.
Josh. That was just fantastic. I loved that one. Because he was sort of similar, like I mean, different background, but like hadn't been really exposed to a lot of it, a lot of
Yeah.
one-on-ones and
Yeah.
things, and same with me.
Yeah.
And that is why that's why I'm here.
Okay. So Rita, what do you believe?
Well, a long time ago, I read somewhere that if you believe something, there's always doubt in it. So I mean, unconsciously, I probably do believe a lot of things that they're
Yeah.
not really, But
Yeah.
so if I believe something, I just, I'm open to it, and
You're
until
open
it
to it. Yeah.
changes,
How
I
are
don't,
how are your thoughts like?
my
Are they busy
thoughts.
thoughts? Yeah. Or do you have a lot of clarity?
But see, the word clarity, I'm a bit confused about that,
Yeah.
because I didn't do like this awakening and
Yeah.
all this conscious stuff.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, I did it in
Yeah.
a different way, but I wasn't really,
I use the
you
word
know,
clarity by basically, you know what, when you don't have a lot of thoughts, when there's not a lot of engagement with thoughts, so to speak, right? So um
yeah.
so you're not really bogged down by thoughts, or you're not
Uh,
chasing
no,
them, or yeah, okay. Um
no,
yeah,
no. It's there's sort of like I suppose what you call a bit of space around them. Like I don't
yeah,
really.
yeah. That's good
I
then.
mean, yeah, don't I did in the last couple of days trying to get through to you. I'm thinking, oh, these thoughts and they're coming up, and then I thought, oh gosh, what Tony was saying, yeah, there was a bit of angst there. I thought, wow, because having done the mental health, I
Yeah,
know that there's been a lot of
yeah,
it's in psychiatry that's not very good. So,
yeah.
I won't go.
That's what I mean, right? Because
Yeah.
she did a lot of
Yeah.
young and a lot of
Yeah.
knowledge, basically. What if I say that Rita is a construct made up of thoughts, and there's actually no actual Rita? It's just an illusion based on the idea of a past and a future. For example, you can go to the past and you can say that you were born in 1940s
Whatever.
or something. Yeah. Because my mom is born in 1948. So and then you
Well,
can
I'm the
say,
same age. I'm the same age as her. I was born in
oh,
48.
good. Perfect. That's what I yeah. I was born in 1971. So I could be your son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I've got a son born in
Okay.
1972 and one in 74.
Okay. So we're almost the same age.
But
I'm the same age as your eldest son. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, so and if you're looking at it really, you know what, this whole appearance is just made up of thoughts. Reality, as we know it, is just based on your thoughts. Without any thought, is there even such a thing as reality? And that's the conundrum, right? That's the thing that keeps us seemingly asleep, or you know what, or dreaming. Um, but when you see that the thoughts are nothing but constructs, like even every word that you say is an illusory language, because every single word is made up. But yet we maintain a reality thinking that we have a life that we're living, we have an identity, there are others. And then when we don't pay attention to our thoughts, there is this almost like this clarity without words. That's what I mean. When you wake up in the morning, before the thoughts come in, there's this clarity that appears, and it doesn't really have any boundaries. The moment that thinking happens, it becomes like bookends of this infiniteness. And then we think that we have a beginning and an end. So we're always seemingly looking for the next, the next, the next. And we are missing out on what this is in front of us. So what are you looking at if you cannot put any words to it?
Um,
Or what's looking behind the eyes if you can put words to it?
Nothing.
Yeah.
See, when I've listened to the one-on-ones, I
Yeah.
go with that, whatever you're
Yeah.
telling
Yeah.
the clients, and then but I'm always stuck with the immediacy,
Yeah.
like
In the
where I sorry, go
no,
ahead.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, at different times I've had that because with my nursing I went a lot of times out bush in this Australian outback,
Yeah.
and it's just brilliant there. And I
Yeah.
had a lot of see, I've never heard of the word glimpse before until
Yeah.
people
Okay.
were talking about these glimpses, and I'm thinking I
Well,
have glimpses, what so-called glimpses, quite often during the day when I've, especially when I've read a book, and I'm thinking,
yeah.
where was I?
Yeah.
So to me that I know I wasn't there, but I was reading a book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was
What
noticing
what
with
if
these
you're not
glimpses.
really what if you're not really even here, but you just think you are?
Yes,
Yeah. And the thinking is one it seemingly runs the show, right? Because when you're not
yes,
thinking, there is, something inexplicable here. Something that
yes.
is very direct, and that's what the immediacy is. For example, what is between a self and a no self? Because you think that you're a self. And then, if you listen to Tony, then, there's no self or no me. So what's in between that? That's what I'm trying to do, is go really in the immediacy of it. Because the thought will try to create a position, will try to create a reality, right? Either a self, and then it hopes that it can lose the self so that it can be free. What if both are just thoughts? What's in between the idea of me or no me?
When I close my eyes, I know it's nothing.
Yeah,
But
but
when
it's
I'm
not
looking at
knowing.
the screen,
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah,
the visual is so strong that
yeah.
uh, you know I there is still nothing, but the
Yeah.
visuals telling me not. They're I'm talking to you.
Yeah. What if the visual, what you see, is hijacked by a thought automatically? So for example, if you look at me, that's Emerson. If you look at the phone, that's a phone. But what if all of that is an illusion? What if the words that are dictating what you see? But what if you're really not seeing Emerson or the phone or the thing? It's just basically an illusion. The illusion is that there is a naming of things, like Emerson or whatever. But if you look at a person that had a child, for example, that has not learned the language yet, there's this awe, there's this curiousness because they don't know what they're looking at. And then you teach them that's a ball, that's the sky, that's mommy, that's daddy, right? And without any words, kind of like what I'm saying, what's between a self and no self?
Nothing.
Yeah. And not even nothing, because that's just another word.
Yes, you can't actually name it.
No.
Or
So what's here is the unknowable. We just think we know it. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. What here is the indescribable, the nameless, the wholeness, the oneness, or whatever, right? We just think that it's separate because we have names for it. So thinking is the illusion. And in this space,
Yes,
in this directness, there's almost a quietness when the thinking kind of like can't go anywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
I when I like I'm a midwife as well, and um certainly been around very, very young babies, like,
Yeah.
the
Oh
7 days.
yeah.
And you look in their eyes and there is nothing. It is like a well.
Exactly. But that's the
It
same
is,
as you. You just deluded, or you have a delusion that you know something.
it is just
Yeah, I love, you know what?
totally impersonal,
Yeah,
like
it's impersonal. Yeah,
it fascinating.
it is.
It
You
was.
know,
It
when
is,
a baby sees me now, we lock eyes, and it's just like almost like two black holes looking at each other,
yeah,
because there's just this emptiness and everything, right? And the baby gets
that's what I mean. It was so
mesmerized.
empty.
Yeah,
It was so empty. And it was sort of a
innocence.
recognition
Yeah,
in the way of not um, mentally, sort of. It was
yeah,
a recognition of there was this connection there.
yeah.
I wouldn't call it the same, but it was, you couldn't differentiate it. Like you say, when you're looking in the baby's eyes like that,
Yeah.
it's
You're looking at the infinite, basically, the unknowable, the unthinkable, the immeasurable. We can call it all the names, but there is this silence in it, like a peace that passeth all understanding. Yeah. And then some
it
people
is.
will say that. So religious people will say that this is all God. Some people in kind of like Adyashanti will call it this is awareness. Tony will call it nothing, but I can't call it anything. So this is why it's direct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I
No,
don't
you
have
can't
any.
call it. It's,
You
no,
can't. Yeah.
there's no way.
No way. Yeah. No way. But somewhat you have to call it something. And that's when it becomes a teaching, like Adyashanti teaches. And for Tony, it's no teaching because it's nothing. But for me, those are just opposites again. Those are just names again. So this is very direct now. So you're looking at it, you're talking it, you're seeing it, you're feeling it. It's all it, yeah. And then there's this almost like this, I don't know how to explain it, right? But it's very direct right now, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. And it's peaceful.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's home.
It is, yeah.
Ooh, got a shiver then. um, 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 I was intrigued, Emerson, with are you talking about in the last two videos? Are you talking about some like a humming noise or like a very
Yeah,
subtle
yeah.
sort of
It's
thing?
very subtle, right? So it's like almost like a, like an infinite, like hum. If you go quiet, if I stop talking, there it is.
Yes, but I've had that for a long time. But I always thought
Yeah.
it was just electricity.
Some people call it
That's
energy.
what I
Some
call
people
it.
electricity. That's a good one. Now you can
Yeah.
call it, home, a home hum. Now
Yes,
that
it's
you've
very
seen it. Yeah.
familiar. It's very
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah.
And when it sort of comes, and then you don't have any thoughts.
Yeah.
It's just
It's nice,
okay.
huh?
I thought it was 5G.
No.
You know, I'm thinking, oh, it's quite, it's not unpleasant, but
No, no.
that's
But because you're thinking about it, when you're not thinking about it, it's the most pleasant thing. Yeah.
yes,
It's, yeah, without any
yes.
thoughts, it's like a quiet hum or home, and it's
Oh, it's beautiful.
isn't it? Yeah. It's like being a child again, right?
Yes,
Yeah. The curiousness is back. Yeah.
I'm just having a look at my cat if she looks different. She's got one eye open.
So
I've noticed that since I've been listening to this, I've noticed I have not much interest in books anymore,
yeah,
TV, radio, any of that sort of stuff. It's yeah, it's just not um
the majority of the thing that I do right now is just walking around, looking at
yeah,
trees, looking at flowers, sitting with my dog under a tree. Um,
beautiful.
yeah, looking at grass, talking, talking like this, and this brings me so
Mm,
much joy to for you, to see the absence of you so that you can go directly with this, right? So,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, thank you for that, Emerson.
Yeah,
It
it's
sorted
nice,
out
huh?
the humming.
Yeah. Someone said, I thought I had tinnitus. I thought I had tinnitus too at one point, right? I got it checked. They're like, your ears are perfect. And I'm like, oh, it's this piece ringing, basically, right? Piece humming. And it's
Yeah,
it's almost like it doesn't move, but it's alive, right? It's like there's an aliveness to it. Yeah.
yeah. The when the like the not moving part, I had that years ago where
Yeah.
where um the thought came in and said, it doesn't matter how many clowns are jumping around and where I do or what I go or whatever. I've never been anywhere. I've never moved.
You've never
That
moved. Yeah.
thought came in, but it
Yeah.
wasn't connected to spirituality or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
It was nothing. Like,
When even when you go in a really, really quiet place, for example, you're in an airplane and the airplane is moving thousands of miles, right? And you know what? Yet there's feelings like nothing is, I'm not really, this never moves.
no, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't.
Hmm.
Isn't it clear now? Yeah. It's clearing up, right? All of
Yeah,
the
now
things
I
that,
know what you mean by
yeah.
clarity.
Yeah. Yay.
Hmm. Yeah.
It goes just, it's just so direct that you don't have any words for it because it's clear.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do with it? It's there.
It's always here. It's so relaxing, huh? It's like the relaxation.
Yeah, thought sort of came in, but it just went that way.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
went the other way.
Yeah.
I'm still in the humming part.
Yeah.
Like in that lovely state.
See,
Or
I don't know if
state.
you've heard my talks. Someone asked me, so you never really, you know what? Someone said, I can just look at a wall and I'll be okay. Do you get that now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
Definitely, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is such a relief.
Yeah.
The tension is gone. I
Yeah.
see it like contraction. When I hear people talk about contraction, I'm thinking, what are they talking about? Where
Yeah.
is this contraction? I mean, I've got tension, but
Yeah.
the being nurse, I always think it's more like a
That's my
muscular
departure from
thing.
all the speakers is I don't talk about contraction because it's an illusion. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I mean, if you get,
there's no such
I
thing.
no, I mean, we do tense up if we sort of
Yeah.
like in that fight or flight mode, we tense
Yeah.
because the body
Yep.
wants
There's
to
this
keep it together. But
yeah.
it's when you know what it is, it's yeah, like you say, it won't stick anymore.
Yeah. Again, a lot of the things that we hear, we characters believe it, right? They believe it. So they think that they have that now. And that's the danger sometimes of listening to this is because you believe, even when the speaker is quite clear, even when Tony and Ajashanti and everybody's trying to say, that these are just suggestions or whatever. Um, so I like going really direct. And I think it's beautiful just to see directly what this is and let all of that concepts just go, right? All of that words just fall away, beliefs. What's that? What's even that? There's the wordless here.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need any discussion, really, to be honest, right? It's just so free.
A thought just came in. I'm still looking for the immediacy, but I know what you
That's
mean,
just
and
the
it's
word. Yeah.
there anyway. It's so funny.
The thought will always try to go to the next and the past because it has nowhere to go now, right? Because it cannot really be in this moment. So it tries to go to the future so that you can get caught up in it again, right? But in the directness, in the immediacy, this talking is happening automatically. It doesn't have a thought. Same as when you respond. How are you feeling
I
now?
understand. Oh, great. um, I know when people say, oh, when they're talking to you, everything flies out the window because it's on another level.
Yeah.
It's mm.
Mm.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. And yet I feel grounded as well. I
Yeah.
mean, but I never believed this bliss stuff they were talking about when you go
Yeah.
to these things, and my background saying, well, gosh, you couldn't keep that up forever, you know.
No, it'll be boring if you have that forever.
Yeah, so that's why I
Yeah.
never got in. I tried it, but
Yeah.
bliss, you know.
Yeah. I
Uh,
tried it too for quite a while because I was, of course, raised Catholic. And when I thought I got the enlightenment, I thought I had to work for it. I had to work for the bliss. So every day I would go, help the homeless and help everybody. Of course, when you help somebody, it does feel blissful, to be honest with you. Until you
well, the
notice that,
nursing does that. Like
yeah,
you always like,
yeah.
oh
Until you believe that you're doing something that you are better than everybody now. And then it's quite torturous.
yeah.
Yeah. So what this is really humbling because there's really no one here.
No, you're sparkling. Yeah. Okay.
I'm so glad that we were able to connect because
Oh,
we've tried
yeah.
a few times, right? I was like, I missed Rita
Oh,
again, and I would see your phone call. I'm like,
I was
I missed
so,
Rita. Yeah.
I was so disappointed, and I'm thinking, oh well, we've got plenty of time, and there's no time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am so pleased to hear you, but like to talk to you, like to have that
Yeah.
bit of. I
It's
know
so
there's no one here, but it's on
oh,
another,
that's just
definitely.
another idea, we're
Yeah,
just speaking
it's
words. Yeah.
something going through.
Yeah. This is in between no one here and someone here. There's just this
Yes,
immediacy. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
that's it. Oh, this is it, isn't it? I don't know the
Yeah.
terminology.
I know because it's hard to say something about this. Some people call it this is it. It's just this, simply this. But what if we get rid of all of those words, right? And just yeah, it's hooray.
But it's not foreign.
No,
It's
no,
not
no.
it's not foreign.
It's
It's
natural.
yeah, I mean, hmm. I have to see whether I still got my feet on the ground, I think.
You're
But it's not even like that.
yeah,
Mm,
it's the ordinariness, also it's the extraordinary, and it's the simplicity, and it's the directness, and yeah, I
yeah.
can't even say it really.
It's
What?
you feel a lot lighter,
Yeah, yeah.
lighter.
Do you understand now why I like doing this one-on-ones? Because I get to share this joy over and over again.
Mm. Yes.
What time is it there now, Rita?
Oh, 9:30 at night,
Oh,
9:30 p.m.
is it still bright outside? Or no? Is
Oh
it
no,
getting dark?
no,
It's
we've got
winter there, right?
winter 5 degrees and it gets
Oh,
dark about 6:30.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm always sort of up late anyway. But then I'm up early as well. So my sort of timing is I think I don't. It doesn't worry me if it's 11:30 at night. To have like
Okay.
if it fits in with
Okay.
you. Um, as long as I can get through now that I know how to do it, I haven't got the anxiety
Yeah.
to think, oh, whether we
Yeah.
even going to speak to each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. Do you have any friends in Adelaide that you can talk to about this?
I don't know of anyone. I
Oh
was so surprised
wow.
that Carol is from Australia, and I don't know anyone here in Adelaide
Yeah.
unless they're watching me and say hi.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I would be very nice to have a chat too with
Yeah, of
someone
course. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we can post this video so people know how to reach you in Adelaide.
if you want to. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm, I'm
yeah. If you're okay with that, of course. Yeah.
yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay
it's
with
so
that. Yeah,
it's so great to share this joy, right? This like it's a kid like thing here. It's so innocent. And again, we're calling
exactly.
it names, but yeah,
I
it's hard
know
to
it.
put into
Yeah,
words. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And just remember there's no next. So the thoughts will try to create a next that will I be able to keep this or whatever. When you see that there's no next, it's just an illusion, right? And trying to get you to the next. So you get caught up in the thought of Frida again. There's no next.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just a belief. Yeah. There's no past as well. So it's almost like being
It would be nice if I can put you just in my pocket and maybe have a little statue of you and say, "Oh,
oh no. No. There's What this is the
No,
equality of Rita and Emerson. There's no Rita, there's no Emerson, you know.
I
It's
know,
yeah,
and
yeah. I
that's of
know.
course.
But
So you were there already, weren't you? And you didn't like it on the pedestal. So I
no,
went,
no. Someone from India came and kissed my feet, and I just kind of like, oh my goodness, did I even did I even cut my toenails and everything? Right? I was just like, oh, did I get a pedicure? I'm like, oh,
so foreign, isn't it?
it felt foreign, yeah.
Well,
And
it's also innocent because
it's
it's
innocent, yeah. But at the same time,
yeah.
it was good that
But
I
I
reacted that
wouldn't.
way, because if I would have allowed that over and over again, then I would be stuck
Oh
in the
no, yeah.
idea that, that then I'll be selling, pictures of my feet, that kind of thing. And my
Footprint,
best, my best,
Bigfoot.
my best friend, I told my best friend, she's like, what? Why would you allow that? I'm like, well, I'm like, I did not really, but I was taken aback, right? I'm like, I didn't know what. I'm like, oh no, 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 don't do that. It's what I was saying, but it was too late. They were kissing my feet, and I was like, oh no, 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 no. But
That
it's
was an
just
awakening, wasn't it? Wow.
that was a rude awakening, right? It's like, I
Yes,
don't
that's
want
what
to be in this
rude
role. Yeah,
awakening.
I just really, you know what, in the story, there's just this equality, this friendship, and no more pedestals, no more speakers, no
Yeah,
more
it
teachers.
never. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is, with
so that
nursing, you
this,
have that too. It's beautiful. Like,
yeah,
I mean, everyone or anyone, but they're not bodies. They're not, I mean, they're um. There was never any sort of I was so very calm around people. I mean, I
yeah,
think that's probably why, like with the mental health, a
yeah,
lot of people would ask for me if they
yeah,
were getting a bit, and just sit with them.
yeah.
No, 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 no judgment.
Yeah, yeah. Especially
Nothing
when
like
you're,
that.
yeah, when
And
you're dealing with mental health patients, right? So
yeah,
the the
yeah.
the clarity just comes that there's no judgment. It's just what it is. And
No,
yeah.
no.
So you were already a step ahead, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? And in
Oh, no,
compassion and
no, no.
clarity. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's always
Always
been
been
there.
there. Yeah. And you know what's lovely about this is just the authenticity, right? You get to laugh and cry and walk and
Yes,
be curious and be a childlike and everything, not take things seriously anymore, because everything is just, it's almost like there's this cosmic joke here, that there's this
it is.
separation. Yeah. Yeah. And we get too serious. I'm like, oh, I have to call Emerson, he knows. And then we meet and you're like, oh, he doesn't know anything.
It
There's
doesn't
just this
really worry
empty
me, that
hairs.
sort of thing. It
Yeah.
doesn't worry me. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I never connected with these gurus. And the
Yeah.
funniest one was when I saw a video of one of the, it's a Indian one. That's, you were
Nisargadatta.
talking about,
Yeah.
yes, and I saw earlier video, and I laughed and laughed and laughed sitting there, and he's smoking,
Yeah.
and I still smoke. And
Yeah.
I mean, I had the biggest belly laugh, and because I thought, well, because I smoke, I will never get anywhere with this.
Yeah.
It was just,
Next time
you know,
next time we meet, you can smoke. I don't anymore, but you can smoke. That's okay. I don't mind.
oh no, 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 I wouldn't do that. Don't have to do that. Yeah, no, no, I don't. I'm not that bad. Like,
All
you know,
right.
no, no. But that was such a sort of, I
It's
suppose, insight. It, like, to think that, and people have these little hang-ups, about,
yeah.
oh, you're getting bombarded with how you should eat and this and this and that and that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, and then when I saw him smoking there, this was just brilliant.
It is
It
brilliant.
was so
Yeah, it
interesting
is
on his
brilliant. Yeah.
part, but on my part, I'm thinking, wow, he's a
Oh,
saint or whatever.
yeah.
And here he is.
And that was the trap. That was just a trap for a lot of people, thinking that this has something to do with sainthood. This is actually what naturalness, this is a new world. This is naturalness. This is the naturalness of our character
Yeah,
before the character create this image, this idea of what it should be, right? So there's this childlikeness of it's gonna like, boo.
Well, that's what I said. It was so
It's a
innocent.
hide and seek secret. It's
Laughing,
like it's always been
but
here. Boo.
oh, it's beautiful. I just laugh and laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of those peak
Oh,
moments of,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, I have to
boom.
go soon, Rita, because I have another one at
Yeah.
8 o'clock. I love you very
Okay,
much. You know
love
what?
you
Message
too.
me on WhatsApp. I'm so happy that we connected, and there's just this wow directness.
Bye.
Bye bye.